that's another thing is that just rings in my head is that again all of these other benefits above and beyond what the elderberry does makes it so powerful.
Absolutely. And I'm just like looking at a printout that I have of all the different ingredients that go into our formula and how it supports our health. And, when we're talking about people being on different medications for XYZ, it's amazing the power that nature has, right? For, blood circulation and heart health and blood sugar support and joint mobility and inflammation and all of these different things. It really is a powerhouse when you do the research in each individual ingredient.
So how does it support like high blood pressure? What is it doing to the metabolism?
Well, elderberries are rich in what's called rutin, and rutin is a property that helps support blood flow and blood circulation throughout the body, and also has an impact on heart health, which is going to be things like blood pressure, blood cholesterol, different things like that. So you have that in the elderberry. Um, and, looking at, let's see, ginger root, that also helps support heart health, cholesterol. And also, cinnamon protects heart health, which, in terms of talking about prescriptions, like we were, there are a lot of prescriptions that you're not supposed to have cinnamon with. Because if you are on blood thinners or things that are supporting your heart, and then you're adding herbs that are also supporting that, it's something for people to watch, right? Um, but for people that are more wanting to do a holistic approach to supporting their health, it's amazing the the impact that these herbs and spices have on our health.
So have you ever had somebody that used it and came back and said that you lowered my blood pressure by X?
There have been people that have seen improvements in heart health, including blood pressure, cholesterol, and blood sugar levels from taking these herbs and spices, from what the research supports and what the product is supporting people with their health. Yes.
I wonder if it would help diabetics as well.
Well, every single ingredient that goes into it supports healthy blood sugar. So there
Right.
you go. And we do have customers that have come forward sharing their experiences and testimonials with it supporting healthy blood sugar levels. Yes. And even it was very interesting because I even had someone with low blood sugar. Typically, you have people with high blood sugar, right? Looking to help support their blood sugar that might be diabetic or things like that. So when you're looking at type 1, though, with low blood sugar and the impact that it's having on regulating healthy blood sugars for them, too, it really is fascinating because even looking at cloves supports blood sugar control. Cinnamon stabilizes blood sugar levels. Ginger root regulates blood sugar. And then you have raw honey, which is very low on the glycemic index and not going to peak your sugar like, right, refined or processed sugar would for someone that, might have um, type 2 diabetes or something like that that's looking to stay away from sugar. And also, the European black elderberry regulates blood sugar level. So that word regulation and supporting healthy blood sugar levels is exactly how this product supports people with blood sugar.
Wow, that's really cool. I mean, think of the benefits of this product. So many different people on so many different levels.
It really is. It's amazing, and I'm just so grateful for it. Honestly, just to have an impact on our health and keeping our kids healthy. Which, with this whole going back to school thing, that's coming up soon for families across America. Supporting their immune systems while they're in school, especially with everybody coming back together, and just something that we can turn to. It's great for whole body wellness, like we talked about. We talked about how it's often a seasonal supplement that people might not to during cold and flu season, although our particular formulation is typically taken year round. But it's also something you can turn to if you're feeling off or run down, where you feel like something's coming on and you want to stop it in its tracks before it takes hold into your cells and your body. And that's where you're going to follow that additional support that you're going to find in the bottle. And that's taken every few hours up to 5 times a day. So it's got multiple ways that you can use it, whether it's daily, seasonally, or just when you're not feeling well, where it really caters to each individual and family based on how they want to take the product.
So I wonder, like, have you ever kind of paid attention to, like, well, when kids go to school, it's a germ fest. Like, if there's a bug, it goes through pretty much everybody.
Right.
Your kids are like less sick than the rest of the kids in the school.
Oh my gosh, yes, absolutely.
Dude,
What's so cool is well, yeah. I mean, my son, he's so funny. He takes pride in that perfect attendance certificate that he gets almost on an annual basis. There might be a year where he'll miss like one day, but the kids, they stay healthy, and that's what people can really attest to as well with taking the product. Is they're sick far less often. They're not getting that sinus infection or bronchitis like they typically do, especially during fall and cold and flu season. It's helping with their allergies and their sinus health, where it's saving people even over-the-counter medicine for allergies and things like that. But going back to school, that's absolutely a reason why kids should be taking just a little bit every day. We just recommend a teaspoon a day for children to keep their immune system supported. And you will find that your kids are sick far less often. And the beautiful thing is, if your kids are complaining of maybe, Mom, I have a sore throat, or my ears hurt, or I feel sinus pressure, or I'm stuffy, or I can't breathe, whatever those things are that come their way that kind of make them feel run down or off, right? That's when you can give it to them every few hours or yourself. And it stops it in its tracks to like where maybe something's brewing to want to take hold, but because you're more aggressive with the product, it helps prevent yourself from stepping into that virus or whatever it might be taking hold, and supporting your immune system in that way as well.
I didn't even think about that because first of all, I haven't been sick in I think it's been at least 10, if not 15 years. And I got taken down really hard about, God, must have been a month ago. Ken knows because I missed, I never miss this podcast. Well, I missed it very, very rarely in years. I was so sick, I told him, dude, I can't do this. My brain is shut down. And it moved from this, I was getting chills and sweats, a little bit of throwing up, not too bad.
Oh man.
Chills and sweats were brutal. I mean, to the point where you're delirious. Like the first 3 days, I was totally delirious, like weird, crazy dreams, and all this, like you didn't know if you were asleep or awake type. And then after I got over the initial probably 10 days of that, I had a couple relapses of it, but then I had horrible sinus infection to the point where I get sinus headaches that are crippling. And I never even thought of maybe that's why I'm not getting any sinus pressure right now. Is because I went on the elderberry so heavy and hard in the beginning. Because I typically get them. I'm in a pretty tough environment out here in California. First of all, it's incredibly dry, very low humidity. Mm-hmm. I work in a compost yard, and the dust level there is insane.
Oh,
I mean, it's just I've never seen so much dust in my life. And then I
live going right up in your sinuses.